Hi everyone, this is a chance to look back at the spelling pattern we covered in the session on Monday evening when we looked at when we sometimes need to double the last letter in certain words when we add ed. Let's just go have a look back at some of the examples we covered in the session, then we'll have a look at the first part of an accident report. I'll then leave you to complete. We saw in one or two examples like this that if we have a word like stop, which has just got one vowel, the O, then when we add the ed, we need to double the last letter. So we have a double P there. In a word like rub, we have just the single vowel U. So when we add ed, we have a double B. On the other hand, we saw in other words like rain that if we have two vowels, and in this case we have an A and an I, when we add ed, we don't need to double. In a word like shout, we have OU, so when we have shouted, we just have the single T. Now let's just have a look ahead at the activity that I'd like you to go ahead and tackle. This is the first paragraph from an accident report about someone who had a fall in a commercial kitchen. And if we just look through this piece of text, we'll see that like all accident reports, it's written in the past tense, so we often have to add ed to the verbs. And let's just quickly work through these and think a little bit about whether we need to double or not. It was 2:30 p.m. I had cleaned down the worktops, sorry, so we've got two vowels there, haven't we? So we don't need to double. Okay. The next one, I'd cleaned down the worktops in the kitchen and stopped. For a break, we have the one vowel there, don't we? So we do need to double in that case. As I boiled the kettle for a cup of tea, we have two vowels there, so we don't need to double there. As I boiled the kettle for a cup of tea, I saw that Alan had left a wet patch by the door where he had mopped, so just the one vowel there, so we do need to double there. Just as I was about to tell him about the wet patch, Jane appeared at the door, so we have two vowels there, so we don't need to double there. She was carrying a big stack of boxes that almost got jammed in the door. We have one vowel there, so we do need to double. Okay, so that's just a quick revision of the spelling pattern that we looked at, and I'd like you to complete the rest of that exercise, remembering this particular pattern. Where there's one vowel, you double the last letter. Where there are two vowels, you don't. Hope that's been helpful.